Required for a mighty ship to sink is a leaking hole that lets in water. The ship of Nigeria appears to be sinking due to revenue shortfall occasioned by oil theft and volatile price in the international markets. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Sylva, said the country loses 400,000 barrels of crude oil daily to thieves. Speaking in Owerri, Imo State capital, Sylva described the development as a national emergency.
It is a national emergency because crude oil production has dropped significantly, not because of lack of action from our party, but mainly because of theft. Above all this, we need to have the state governments and our communities involved in this process. And that is why we have come here to engage with the state government so that we can get your buy-in and your support.
Timipre Sylva, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources. Jide, this is like a catch-22 situation. If we refine oil and government subsidize the oil and we bring it into the country, people will take tankers and they'll go to the border, our neighboring countries, they'll go and sell it there. Now, the crude oil, as at that level, unrefined one, people will still make away with it to the international community, and we are recording this kind of shortfall, 400,000 barrels.
It's horrendous. This level of theft of our crude oil has never happened in Nigerian history. It has never happened. This level of theft of Nigeria's crude oil.
I know they must have collaborators.
This thing is a big cartel.
Yeah.
Where do you sell it? 400,000 barrels a day. It's not talking about cumulatively what is stolen in a month. It's talking about what gets stolen in a day.
Out of 2 million.
That's our quota. We don't meet it. We do not meet the quota. All countries of the world, when they increase their quota, they give them, okay, go and do
2 million barrels per day.
They will be excited. We are in OPEC. OPEC is a cartel that is interested in the welfare of member states. How member states will make money is what OPEC is about. Where they are overproducing, OPEC will step in and say, no, let's not produce too much because it will cause prices to crash. And then they will harmonize. Everybody will know what to produce.
Give everybody a ration.
Now,
quota.
Yeah, now, what we have, they said Nigeria do 2 million barrels a day. We are doing 1.28. It's not just theft. The minister did not talk about that things.
Apart from not maximizing.
Apart from theft, foreign oil companies are leaving our country. When they leave, production drops. Companies like ExxonMobil, for example, you know the quantum of production that they do per day. Once they are leaving, production drops. So those shortings occasioned by divestment, closing of their investment in Nigeria, is also one of the reasons we can't meet the quota. It's not just theft alone. Just that the minister harped on the issue of theft. Yes, it's a big problem that within our country, Nigerians are stealing this much from their country. How can a country progress?
Sabotage.
As much as 400,000 a day. Even if you remember the story that the former Minister of State told us. I told that story here before. That even when they were using the pipelines to move crude, to move refined crude, to move petroleum to the various depots, because it would have been easier for tankers not to all come to Lagos.
From Tinkan Island.
Everybody's coming to Lagos because they tried it. In fact, according to the minister, they first decided to run foot these vandals by putting ordinary water pouring water in the pipelines.
Information got out.
They gave the information. Nigerians, they are the ones who will give information to bandits. They are the ones who will give information to Boko Haram. They will give information to pipeline vandals. That information got out. On the day they were to push that water through the pipelines, these boys were waiting. They breached the pipelines in different areas. They thought it was petrol that was coming. So, see, this is where we are. That we have a system that can permit the stealing of 400,000 barrels a day. Honestly, if there is no cartel, a big cartel that is behind this,
including some people in government,
including official collaboration,
military,
I will be very surprised.
Security.
No, the security. Some of them will want to be posted to such places now because they know they will make money. Remember, even Governor Wike, you know, when the governor starts talking, he has no means of stopping. You know, he once said it that they posted GOC, that the GOC joined people in oil bunkering. He said it now. Wike said it. He said even he too has joined others in oil bunkering.
The whole GOC, General Officer Commanding.
Even if he lied against him, because I have no proof,
evidence.
But one thing was clear. He was saying that the armed forces were involved in oil theft. He was saying it. Whether because the GOC took decisions that I did not like, he then decided to put his name. No one can say.
Olabisi, is it that we don't love this country? I don't understand. As in the level of patriotism, because when you breach pipelines that is meant to serve
don't let us talk about patriotism. Let us talk about lawlessness. Let us talk about lawlessness.
Because something that is going to be
what is stolen is crude, though. Crude. It's not petrol. It's not refined. It's crude. Do you know where they get crude? It's deep, deep, deep inside the waters. Where they get this thing? Then do you know the kind of equipment that can be used to siphon this thing? It's not about
big tankers will be involved.
It's not a crime for small criminals.
Organized crime.
This is an organized crime for big personalities, big players. They are big criminals, and so it's a question of for me, it's a deliberate thing. It's like, because how can the resource, the thing that the mainstay of your economy, how can some people be stealing such a huge quantity on a daily basis, and we have a government?
Is it that we don't have the political will to go after these guys?
I think that is the point. Maybe we deliberately allow that to be done to create a way of
no, it's the level of collaboration by those who should stop
them.
That is aligned.
But then, even if it is a level of collaboration, the minister has come out now to say this is happening. I have not seen how many of such people that are supposed to stop them have been arrested for failing to do their work.
400,000 barrels
in a day. It's a lot of money.
Where do they sell it? Where do they take it to?
And we have people that are manning our coastal lines.
Yes, we have this
Nigerian Navy.
You have Navy, even on the high seas, they should be able to stop.
The national security something was specially created to even monitor our pipelines.
I don't think it's through pipelines that you can steal this quantum.
No, they can't. It's not.
I think it's from the raw,
or even from
inside
from the export terminals they can steal.
It's from inside the water. As we are doing our own, the official one, they are also doing the unofficial one. It's been on for long. It's just that
they'll do it sometimes and pollute the environment. They don't care.
Definitely.
Because sometimes have you seen some cases of pipeline vandalization? You see very big pipe, just crude oil gushing out of it, gushing out of it into the environment, just like that. Crude oil is A system that allows this kind of theft to go
How
on.
come
is
we have
a
not?
bad one.
How come we have not arrested anyone?
Are you also aware that some people even run illegal refineries? They take this
course.
crude oil, they attempt to
course.
refine
In fact,
it
those
all
ones
over
are
the
small.
place.
Those ones are small criminals.
Where did they
course.
get the crude?
Yes, they also
in the
that
oil
one.
producing areas. They can
Yes,
get,
they can still
and
the extra that
all
flow.
those local states where they, you know, in the various states, you know where they are producing, where you have oil. So in some local governments in those areas, some boys are doing their own thing. Look at what happened in Imo the other day. You know, like Imo now, it's just a small part of Imo where you have crude oil. So they concentrate on those areas and steal in such areas. That's what they are doing, and they refine it locally by themselves.
And this is called these suits that used to destroy
Yes, they use to damage the environment. They heat it up by themselves. They refine it on their own. They can use it for boats and other.
I don't believe that we don't know the people behind this huge level of theft. It is not possible for. Let's even cite an example.
Can't we even deploy technology?
even
The Saudis, for example, have more than 15,000 kilometers of pipeline. More than 15,000. But they're able to police it at every point. Nobody can go and steal that level. Saudi Arabia is by far bigger than Nigeria as an oil producer. They both even refined and everything. No one can go and steal that level of this thing, of crude oil in Saudi Arabia. 400,000
Let me
every
quickly
day.
pick this call. Dr. Timipre is calling us from Surulere, Lagos.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for having me.
Okay.
Yes, what are we doing about the modular refinery?
Okay. He said, what are we doing about modular refineries?
We are promised that they will do modular refineries. It's like everybody is now waiting for Dangote's 650,000.
The modular is the smaller version.
Yes. Like in a state like Lagos, we could have even up to 5 modular refineries. Some of them will produce maybe just 10,000. You have like 10,000 capacity just to service a particular area. It's just unfortunate that, and it doesn't take so long to put them together. Just unfortunate that we make promises and we don't do anything to follow up. When this government was coming to office, they promised modular refineries. I was at a press conference where even the VP was promising that there will be modular refineries.
Even the Minister of State for Petroleum, you should know the culprit in this thing because I've been to his village, Opoma. These are local guys, and
we know our
after
I
problems.
don't even think it's those local guys.
The local guys can't do this kind of
This
level of theft is
Every day. It's worrisome.
I think we know our problems. We know the solution to our problems, but deliberately we
There's
decide.
a lot of money they are making.
They make a lot of money. All this money that you see people spending in dollars, mind you, they get this money in dollars. Is in dollars. It's like you are competing with a government.
A government within a government.
Yes. How can
extremely rich.
Yes, extremely rich.
They said we lost $1 billion during the first quarter of this year to crude oil theft.
1 billion.
$1 billion
$1 billion
lost to crude oil theft.
I shouldn't attempt to break that down.
Just one quarter.